think I found the largest, the biggest city in the world. Hi, my name is Magnus Detman, I'm the Shanghai vlogger, and today we're exploring Chongqing.
Autopilot activated.
We're here over your shoulder. We'll be flying at an altitude of 30,000 feet.
So we are now sitting in the traffic jam of what will be the largest city in the world that no one has heard about, and it's called Chongqing. We're headed up right now to a monument that I don't know what it's about, but it's supposed to be a popular tourist place here, and of course I'm gonna bring you with me, so let's go. Okay, so we're right now in the central of Chongqing, and this monument represents the absolute center of this city. So it's a good way to start off here because there's a lot of buzz going around this place, and as you can see around me, there is plenty of people here. It's chaos here, but now we're heading into a street called Ba-Yi Street, like 8-1 Street, and apparently it's a food market here. So we're gonna try a bunch of weird Chongqing food, of course. There are 3 different types of food that Chongqing is famous for, and this city is famous for its food. It's the super duper spicy Hotpot, the Hotpot. It's the Scewers, it's the sticks where you put different kind of meats on it. That's also usually very spicy. And then we have a dessert that's called Bingfen. We tried it a little bit yesterday. I don't think it was the best, so we're gonna try some more. I wish I could tell you how good everything smells here. It's super spicy, but it's super duper good. And we're soon gonna try these sticks. I just had breakfast, but I just want to eat again. So what is it? Shrimp?
Shrimp, octopus, meat.
That's what we in the West call surf and turf. This is the first thing we bought. It looks super spicy. Let's try it. Not bad at all, not bad at all. It is spicy though. Woo! Ooh, I need a drink. Everything in this street, in this neighborhood, is all about food. Either a hot pot, outside the chun, that's the skewers, the stick with meat, and the different juices. It's all about food, but it's super hot outside, so I don't understand how everybody can eat so spicy food. Now we're headed off to the next place. Subway time. Okay, so the place we're going now is called Ciqikou Old Town. It's an Asian town here, but as everything here in Chongqing, it's about food, so we're walking through a food street again, and it's packed with people. custard that is supposed to be ice cream, but it tastes like, you know, those cheese puffs without the cheese taste? Well, I was expecting ice cream. Let's go and check out the rest of the food. So now we're entering the main gate. So these are kind of like the, I don't know what you call it, like cookies that you put in the Hotpot. And these are super duper spicy. I don't know if you see how big this thing is. I wish I could have like smell detectors on, because that one smells super spicy. I'm even coughing just standing next to it. We're so gonna try that tonight. Okay, so here in Ciqikou it's quite touristic, what I feel. It's basically made of, yeah, us tourists, stores that sell food in various kinds, all of these bracelets and everything. It's a very tourist area and it's packed with people, but it's quite nice actually to walk around in these streets even though it's like 30 degrees. Really like the city. There's a lot of cool concept stores here that have a lot of cool products. This is one of them. As a Swede, it's kind of funny to see. Love when people copy IKEA stuff. I've lived in a couple of different cities in China, Shanghai and Beijing. I visited Nanchan, I visited Hangzhou. I've never experienced anywhere else in the world, or even in China, this many people at one place at the same time. It surely is the biggest city in the world. Now it's time for the next stop.
All alone again tonight, but you don't seem to forget about yourself.
So after about 1 hour in taxi, we're now headed up to something called Nanchan. It's the south mountain to get the sunset. They only take cash here, guys. Bring cash here. They don't take WeChat, they rarely say, so bring cash. And I hope this is worth it. This one costs 30 kwai.
I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out.
One really cool but weird tourist attraction here in Chongqing is the Liziba subway station. That actually it's a subway that goes straight into a house. Yeah, it's really difficult to explain, but I'll show it in just a bit. This is the subway station. So guys, you probably see why everybody's filming. It's because of that. It is kind of cool to see the train going in and out like that. It must be super noisy though with apartments. I think the apartment prices are quite cheap in this building, but it's not as noisy as the, I don't know, the subway back home in Shanghai, because it's on those rails. It kind of looks like, I don't know, you know from the series Lost, one of those trains that go flying between the green mountains. Let's check out the next tourist attraction. So now we got up to this place called Erchang, which is top of a building somewhere in Chongqing, and it's beautiful, beautiful view up here. Look at this. It really strikes me how big this city is when you're standing up here. It's never ending. For a small little guy from Sweden, this is like utopia. This is the end of civilization, I feel like. Or the beginning, I don't know, but it's huge. So Chongqing is famous for basically three things. They have the three hottest thing in China. They have the hottest food, they have the hottest weather, and the hottest girl that I've heard about. We have tried the Hotpot, which was enormously hot. Ooh, spiciness.
Now.
But first we throw it in there. Ooh, that's spicy. Cheers to that. We have been walking around in the whole city and it was super duper hot as well, so I totally agree with all those. Type deal is very insta friendly, and it's supposed to be like an old printer factory, and now it turned into this artsy type deal where a lot of cool coffee shops and a lot of cool, I don't know, art stuff. Awesome. To the cable car over the river, and it's supposed to be super beautiful, so we're gonna check it out. The line is pretty long though. Oh, look how pretty it is. Just kidding, it's just a picture. So we just reached Hongya Cave, and it's this beautiful place that's packed with people, and this is full of like restaurants and shops and different bars and stuff, and it's super beautiful during the night. don't understand how I have never heard about this bridge. It's in Chongqing and it's enormous, it's beautiful, it's huge. This city really blows me away. It's awesome, this city. We are right now walking over this beautiful bridge, and I don't know guys if you've seen, but that is the opera house of Chongqing. Can you imagine, this whole thing is a screen basically, and can you imagine, no one have heard about this opera house, and the opera house in Sydney everybody has heard about. This looks quite as amazing as the one in Sydney. I don't understand why this isn't famous as the other one. But these views though. So, if I should summarize my 3 days in Chongqing, first of all, the city is freaking huge. It is enormous. I've never been to such a big city in my whole life, and I travel quite a lot. It's huge. It actually is the biggest city in the world. So, whenever you go to this city, or if you go to this city, keep that in count, or keep that in mind, because everywhere you go, it takes forever to get there. We went by taxi quite a lot. Of course, there are subways around, but it's way easier to take the taxi everywhere. Since it is that big, it's totally different from Shanghai. You can't walk everywhere as you can in Shanghai. You have to take the taxi everywhere. And you also have to consider, since it's the largest or biggest city in the world, at every tourist attraction there are thousands of people all the time, so the lines are very long, even though it's just a normal day. However, it is a super duper beautiful city. It's very tropical. It got a bit of a Hong Kong vibe to it. It's very hot. We went here now in May, or end of April, beginning of May, and it's super duper hot. Chongqing is all about the food. It's all about the food. It feels like people are eating all the time in this city, and the food is delicious. It is hot though. It is super hot. I've lived in Mexico and eaten a lot of spicy food, but this tops it all. I was kind of cocky, like, oh, I can try the spicy food. No. This is a totally different level. Take it slowly when you get there, because my mouth was all numb after all the spicy food. So take it easy with the spicy food. If you're doing the hot pot, take one the spicy and one the mild one, just to try it out a little bit. And also the little skewers are super spicy as well, so that you have to be very aware of. But the food is delicious. However, since everybody is eating all the time, most of the famous restaurants are packed all the time. We went out at like 11:30 on a just normal night to go to one of the famous hotpot restaurants, and 293 tables before us, before we could get the table, and this was 11:30 on normal night. So you have to consider that it's a lot of people everywhere all the time. But I totally recommend you to try out two food, Hotpot and the Scewers, when you're in Chongqing. Another thing I wanted to tell you is that it's quite a cheap city. It's very affordable, everything. We lived at a very fancy hotel that's, it's a hotel chain that starts with an H. I won't say what the name is, because then I want money from them. Anyways, we paid like 600 a night for that hotel room, which was super nice. So living cost and food cost is super cheap. You can buy a meal on the street for like 20 kwai, and of course if you go out in a hotspot and eat 3-4 people, you probably end up like 250-300 kwai, but the food quality is amazing, so it's very affordable. It's really good prices there. Another thing that I noticed is that the pace is way slower than back home in Shanghai. It's a bit of a mañana mode, just because it's so hot there, so it's a bit slower, and you have to keep that in mind when you're walking around on the streets. It's definitely a night city. Everybody is out very late, eating at like 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the night, and even on normal weekdays everybody's out very, very late. So if you want to explore the city, I totally recommend you to check it out during the night, because it turns into very, very beautiful when all the lights are turned on in the city. One thing you have to be aware of though is that the English level is so-so in the city. Maybe bring a dictionary or a translator of some kind. Well, that was it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little travel with Magnus video. As you probably know, my name is Magnus Detmar. I'm the Shanghai vlogger, and now I'm headed home to my beautiful Shanghai. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll bring you a lot of fun content. Hope to see you soon.